So in today's video, we will try building a simple HTML and CSS project. And project is going to be a portfolio website. Just going to be a simple one. We're going to put an about project we've worked on, how to contact us. We're going to have a nav bar. We're going to have links, right? We're going to have like social links and whatnot as well. So the reason we're trying to work on this project is to bring all the former knowledge that we've worked on, all the videos that we've done before, to bring them into practical aspect. Because just knowing the basics alone won't do anything. So always remember, you create your index.html file. That's .html for the format, else your code will not work. And of course, um, we follow the web standard. Then our CSS will not put in a folder. Let's create our CSS file in the same folder, style.css. That's created as well. We will not touch it yet. What we'll do first now is we'll create a skeleton of our entire of what our project will look like. Just a minute. I need to make sure that our formatting works. Okay, that should solve it. No, yeah, of course. Just a minute. Considering our formatting might not work, let's just get on with it. Now, the first thing we'll do, right, is like I said before, have a skeleton, right? And how are we going to do the skeleton? Yeah, the first thing that I want to work on is the navigation bar. Navigation bar. Once we work on that, then we want to work on sort of like a hero. It's actually called hero, right? I have no idea why it's called hero. You can search that up to understand. But basically, what the hero will contain will be a profile picture, a short summary. Now, hero is usually seen as sort of like a summary of the whole web page or of that page itself. Then, of course, we're going to move into projects. Yeah, we know this is like the only project that we've done so far. It's still worth adding. Then we can add achievements if we feel like it. We add one or two things here. Then a contact form where we're able to contact us, and of course our social links. So we're gonna do all of this. Oh, there we go. Nicely formatted. Now, social links can be part of footer. So let's add footer here. Now it's highly imperative that you have sort of like a skeleton of what you want to work on, so that by the time you start, it will be very easy for you to actually continue. Else you would end up deviating from what you want to work on exactly. Right now, of course, comments don't work in HTML. So if we do this, this does not show anything. Comments work, but they don't show the code rather. So for a navigation bar, we want to have we put them in a div. So this div will contain all our navigation links. So let's call it let's give it a class of nav bar. We give it a class of nav bar, and the links that I'll put in will be a12. For now, let's just use an hash, right? So about me, um projects. So let's add a12. For now, let's put a hash and projects. If you feel like this is really slow, right, you can skip this ahead. I'm just gonna repeat everything that I'm saying here and just type them one after the other. Sorry, I could not edit it out. Working on that in later videos. Then the next one will be, well, okay, yeah, let's add that too as well. Contact me. Yeah, these are all our links, right? This is everything we need. Now when we reload, there we go. Everything is on one line. Now the reason it's on one line and not as a list is because we are not using um on another list or that list. We're just using div, and each of these ahrefs are basically like in front of each other, right? They are inline elements. Don't forget, they are not block. They are inline, so they are all on one line. Right? And let me make this bigger. Yeah, clicking on them now won't do anything because we've not give them function. We'll do that soon. So then we have about me. Now let's try creating a let's try creating an about itself, right? So it's also going to be in a summary. Let's put in a div, and the div, let's get a class of hero. You notice right now we've not styled at all, we've not done anything. We just want to leave it this way. When we're done with the skeleton, then we can work on the styling. So of course, we want to have our profile picture. So we have our image source. For the source, I'll just pick an image from outside. Let's see. Okay, for now I'll just use a placeholder image. Get a placeholder.com slash the size we want. Let's give it a size of 500. We'll work on how it's gonna look later. And if I got it right, it should be text of hope I got this right. John Doe. Okay. Then of course our image tag is a single tag, not double tag. So we have this now. Let's put the paragraph tag. Paragraph tag will contain our live history, which can be summed up into a lorem ipsum. And we have that as well. When we load, we should have something like this. And there we go, John Doe. That's our image. We assume that's going to be our profile picture, right? Okay, we have that set. Now let's move on to the project we've worked on. Now for the project we've worked on, we are going to use a div as well. Now you notice I'm using divs a lot. That's because I'm trying to put them into sections, right? Although there's a tag name section, we're not using that this time around. We're going to use div to put them into separate sections so that it's easier for us to code it and also style. So project. This in a div class, then we have another list because they are in no order. Because our list item, we're gonna have portfolio, page, right? Yeah, that's about the project we've worked on for now. We can add others later as we keep working on them. Excuse me. Next will be achievements. Bear with me, we are almost done with the skeleton. Skeleton looks really, really ugly, no offense. And we had a class. The class I'm adding here does not denote, does not mean I am giving these divs names, right? It just means I'm trying to segment them so that when I start styling them, it's much more easier to style. Right now, for achievements, what did we achieve? Let's also put that in another list. Um, let's put an intern at fstack inc, right? Because this not really thing we're gonna put what other thing do we achieve? Full stack developer. Yeah, it's an achievement. There we go. Sorry about that. Now we have that set, and our contact us, of course, is going to be a form, but let's put that in a div as well. Yeah, there are loads of divs, but over time you won't be using too much of divs. But for now, just use it as you want. It's going to help you structure your code well enough. So we have our contact, and it's going to be a form tag. It does not go anywhere. Let me remove that. Now, what's going to be in our form? We're going to have name. So let's create label name. Be an input type of text. Name. No need for this for now. We're not working on that yet. Okay, yeah. Means that we don't give our form class. That's because we are not interested in styling it yet. We'll style it, but we'll do it one by one, and when we get there, we'll style it. Okay. The next thing we'll do is add another label. I just get this keyboard and not really used to typing. Email. Let's copy this to also be an input type of text. And that label, that will be message. Now message will be a text area. Remember text area? Yeah, okay. Text area, colons. Yeah, let's give it colon. Let's give it colon of 30 rows. That 30 rows and I don't know, 10 columns. So let's save this and see what we have currently. We've been coding for a long time. Okay, we are getting somewhere, but that doesn't look good at all. So, okay, let's see. Okay, we don't want it to be this way. We want it to probably look much more better than that. But we'll get there soon. Let's name this to 10 and this to 13. Save and reload. Okay, there we go. We've got the text area styling right. And one other thing after that will be the input type. No, let's not use input type. Let's use button, right? Type of submit and send me message. That should work. And good, there we go. Send me a message. What next do we want to do? We want to work on the footer, right? We want to have social links. So for having social links, plus let's also create a div. Yeah, I know this the joke is getting old. I'll just come copy from here. We need to speed up. Here will be GitHub. Then we have Twitter. Then let's put LinkedIn. Right, LinkedIn. I think that about does it. And Facebook, of course. We're talking social. Okay, that solves it. Now we have a skeleton, prelim skeleton. Anyways, we will start styling it later. But for now, this is what we have. Seems we are missing something there. Okay, there's a div there. Okay, so that's why there's a difference there. We are missing something for each of these guys, right? We need to let the user know what each of them is, right? So for the first div, we need to add h1. Sorry about that. H1. There we go. H1 will be about me. Then let's add h2 here. Yeah, for project. Why did I not use h1? Because I would just want to use h2. Because it doesn't really matter what you use as long as it looks good. Then achievements. Then h2 contact me. Okay. Yeah, that is it. Why don't we have a heading at the footer? That's because it's a footer, right? You don't really need to add all of that. Aha, we are getting somewhere. Now about me and I'm that day. Okay, now to the main work. We designed this. The next thing we want to do is go to our style.css and start styling. Right. First thing we notice is there seems to be like some default styles that are designed here. So we want to first reset it by using the asterisk. Asterisk selects everything on the page, including tags. It uses all selectors rather, including tags, classes, IDs, and whatnot. So we want to make our margin 0, padding 0. Um, yeah, that's about it. I want to use our font family to be let me try getting this Arial. Did I get Arial black? No, let's just use sans serif. Basically, what I'm doing here is setting sort of like a default styling for everything. We reload, everything is moved up. You notice there's a little bit of change. We are getting there. So the first one to style is our navigation bar here, right? We want it to look a bit okay. So let's start. Dot navbar. What's the first one to change? Let's make it look good, right? Let's give it a background. Of course, while working with CSS, color matters a lot, right? But I'm probably the one person that you don't want to come to for color coding or for color combination in CSS. I am not that good with color. Sorry about that. I only know the code. Okay, so for the background color, no, you know what? Let's go search for a color, right? Color wheel, right? So color will complementary colors. Maybe we'll waste time here, maybe not. Depends on what I'm looking at right now. Nope, I do not even know the site to go to get color. So we just pick. Okay, you know what? I think I found it. So I like the purple. There we go. And yeah, I like purple. Purple. Let's go. There we go. Okay, so apparently green goes with purple. Who would have thought? Okay, so that's what we'll go for then. We'll go for green and purple. And yeah, it does look like something nice. So yeah, that's what we'll do. The first color here is what we'll do is right. We'll use purple for the background, then we'll use green for most of the text. Let's see how that goes. Nothing should go wrong, right? Okay, I hope so. Let's see. There we go. We've colored it. Yeah, I know it's not big enough yet. Don't worry. Let's add color. Copy this. If by the end of this, by the time I want to post the video, if I do find a page where you can, link colors and combinate colors, I'll definitely let you know. Okay, this does not seem to work. Huh. I wonder what's wrong. Oh, I see. That's because we're adding the color to the nav and clicked on all of it. So that did not put it in perspective, which is no problem. What we'll just do is, so let's start targeting, yeah? Let's target the text inside. So target .nav bar and then all the A tags in it. Easy. Then another way that you can do it, I'll show you in a minute. So let me put this here. Let's save and see. There we go. I guess it doesn't look that bad. Please don't come for me. I'm not a color person. So sorry about that. Now let's give it a height of 200 px. I mean, what could go wrong? Absolutely everything apparently. So let's give it 20. When we reload, it's too small. Let's give it 80. Now, the reason we're using a fixed height is because we really want to be in charge of how the height looks, right? We want to be able to like change the height probably when we change page size and all of that. So we ended up using 60, and no, I think it does look okay apart from the color. No offense. Next, let's we are not done though, yeah. We need to make it a bit big, right? We want to make it let's change the font size. Let's put 50 px and see what we are working with. That's too big. Let's use 30. Now, I know most tutorials you've seen, they already have like a ready-made code. They're just like copy pasting to keep up with time. But I feel like this might be a good way to, go through sort of like a design process, because most of the time this is most likely what you'll be facing. Right? You want to test, you want to see if this color works. Okay, looks like that's a bit small. Let's give it 25 px and see. Nah, that's too big. No, let's just leave that 23 and call it a day. We are wasting so much time. Yeah, that's good. 23. So next thing we want to do is make it a bit centered, right? It looks too much on the left side. We want to you know put it towards the right. We want to put it towards here and make it look a bit okay. Now there are different ways you can actually put it, and one way is you can put a float right. Now when you put a float right, it should of course float everything to the right, but it sort of changes the way it looks, which is why we would be we'll be using the flex. Why? Because we are quite lazy. That's why. I am kidding. So we use flex because in the long run you end up using flex. So why not start using it now, right? Okay, so let me go pick my code from where I wrote it and type it. Because that's the best way to make yourself feel bad on the internet. So let's put a display of flex. Of course, this does not change anything, but now you can play around. You can make it have spacing, all of the shenanigans. So let's do that. Let's give them spacing. Like let's make them look okay. Right. For that, we'll still be here. We put justify content, right? So let's put space between. Oh, that doesn't look that good. We'll fix that in a minute. But we are getting somewhere. Also, we want to align it. Right? Align items. Align items, we want to put them in center. They're all nicely centered now, right? But it still looks bad. How do we make it look, make it look a bit okay than it is? Now, there's this interesting thing about flex where you can specify how much flex you want in a certain place and how much flex you don't want in a certain place. And the advantage with that is, which I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you that in just a minute. The advantage of that is you can decide to put something here and shrink the rest inside here. So with that being said, let's quickly make a little bit work of that. Let's add a new div here. All of this will be inside it. Yeah. And then we'll give it a class of nav bar items. No space here, we don't need it here. There we go. Okay, so you notice something now. All the styles under A goes away. That's because what we said earlier was target navbar, then all the A tags immediately under it. But div class has already picked that, right? So let's try and fix that. And the way we can fix that is by just doing navbar items. So basically we are picking the navbar item, right, and just applying other style to it again. Because we are back to where we started. But that still doesn't change the fact that this does not work. And that's where this comes in. Um Navbar items, and this is how your CSS grows. Yeah, copy this, paste it. Now I added this above nav items slashes so that styles here can be applied before the styles here. and any A star here can of course be can also override the stars there. So nothing has changed yet. Let's see what are we getting wrong. Of course, we need to make it the flex item, right? So that should solve it. Okay, let's string this together. I think we are missing something. Okay, let's um comment that out. Oh, there we go. We are back. Okay. That being said, we still need to make sure it looks good, right? So we'll remove this, and then let's save and check again. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is what is really affecting it. Let's just leave it this way. I will walk you through how you can, make it really okay. That being said, let's add a um let's add h3 here and just add f stack though, like it's gonna be like sort of like the name of our website. And of course it's up there. Now let's quickly fix that by making the whole navbar display of flex, and that should put everything on the same place. Of course, most of it does not apply to it, and most of this one is gone. So let's take this up and also this up, right? And now that items now is useless, and we'll fix it in just a minute there. Okay, there we go. We're getting somewhere. Looking nice, if I do say to myself. Now, let's now try another items and display flex, and this should do it. Code gods help out. Also, it shifted it forward. Let's add space in between, right? So far, our code is working the way we want, but not fully to how it's supposed to look. That being said, let's add gap, right? Let's add a gap of uh mpx, right? That's what the gap will do. Okay, so it has added gap right here, and we're getting somewhere. See, that being said, we want to add padding to our navbar here. We want to add it here and here, not margin, padding. So let's add the padding, right? Padding left. We add the padding left of 10px and a padding right of 10px. Let's save that. Okay. Well, it's looking a bit okay. Okay, the padding looks small. I think it's a bit okay, at least for now. Let's increase it then. Let's probably put it on 20. Okay, yeah, everything's shifted together. I will admit it does not look good. Bear with me. Now we'll leave it at this for now. Doing too much will just complicate things. Right? Because I want to style the H3. Let's target it. Navbar H3. Text transform, that will be uppercase. Font size, I want to make it a bit bigger than this one, so let's give it 40px. Color, I want to give it the same color here, which is the ash 5a. I thought I could be lazy. 5a d3. D2C. Okay, there we go. Okay, that should make it look not bad. Huh, doesn't look that bad. I will admit though, it looks too bright, right? It looks way too bright and does not look that sharp. But hey, we are okay with it. Let's leave it at that. And now we're done with our header, sort of. We, I think it looks okay. If you still feel like it needs to be a bit, if you still feel like the links need to be a bit closer to the center, there are multiple ways you can do it. But the one way we do it right now is by adding a margin right. So we have more margin on the right. Let's add 10 px and see what we are dealing with. But yeah, I think it moved it a bit. Yeah, so let's just leave it there. So it moved it a little bit um back to the side. Okay, we're done with that. Let's move on to about. Like, we want our about to not look that bad. We just want something simple. So let's do that. Euro. So, of course, text align. We want to align everything to the center. Nice. Okay, we have everything at the center, but not the way we want it. Right? Our bathroom is up here. Story of our life is down here, right? But it looks too big. Let's do something to that image. Because we use targeting. Or maybe this time, let's give our image a class name. A class of Evo image. Yeah, I know. Very original, right? So Evo image. One of the things we can do to this image to make it look a bit okay, right? Because not showing our picture, and you have to be green. Let's do two very nice things, right? Let's add videos. No, not videos. That'll be border videos here. And I'll be wondering, like your well, we did not really touch much on border videos for images. We need it for div, but this is where CSS and HTML actually shines. You can add almost any styling to almost any tag. Just depends on how you use it, right? So let's do 100%. Why 100%? You'll see in a minute. All things considered, there we go. 100%. So what does the border videos do? Normally when we talk about border videos, we're talking about changing the edges, right? We want to make them a bit more curved. So what happens when all the edges are 100%? When you get a circle, that's what you get. We're not done. Of course, we want to change the size of the image. We'll do that later. We're not done. Let's now add border. Border 5px, solid. We want to add the purple. Where is it? There we go. Of course, and yeah, that should do it. Oh, I think it's beginning to look a bit okay. Not very original, but we'll live with it. Now we're done with the profile image, but we're not done totally. The about me looks small and looks unoriginal, looks mediocre. So of course, let's do targeting. You most likely don't want to target a lot of times. You want to add classes or whatnot, but since we are not using some of this, I'm actually using targeting. This is a font size of 40px or maybe 50. Let's go the way. Let's also do a text transform. I'll copy that, paste it down here. Okay, that's something. We're not done though, right? The even the about me page looks too wide on each side. We don't want to be too wide. Say we want to just make it 50% of the page. Make sense? That's what we'll do. Let's add the width 50%. Now, what 50% here will do is take 50% of the page and apply it. But we run into an issue. It's back to the left side. Oh wow, how do we fix this? No, quite easy. You just add a margin of auto. Yeah, I'll give you a secret. Margin auto has saved lots of front-end developers from going back home. And now we're back. So what margin auto does is it picks the remaining size, remaining space, right, and shares it in two and puts it on either side. That's what margin auto does. It's like you try to apply the margin manually. So what auto does is it picks the size on it picks the remaining space and applies it on both ends of your elements. Then you have this beauty. It's looking ugly so far, no kidding. What I want to do after margin auto is add the margin top. Yeah, I know having two margins in one settings. Yeah, it's actually okay. Trust me. So let's reload that. Yeah, I think it came down a bit, but we want a margin between about me and the image itself. So let's copy this, bring it down, and add the margin bottom. Pushes it down. There we go. So we have margin top and margin bottom. Easy. The image still looks big. So let's come to the image here and change the width and height of the image. Height. Did I get that spelling right? No, this is height. Yeah. So height, let's give it 50. Width, let's give it 50. Like I would say again, I don't have this written down, so I'm most likely checking the sizes against themselves as you are seeing me. It still looks a bit small. Let's give it 250. So that being said, this height and width they're in pixels. Right, okay, this looks big enough. We're getting somewhere. About me it's kind of done, right? What else do we need to add? Okay, yeah. Maybe margin bottom too, to push the text down. Let's add it down here. But see, not so bad. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Looks a bit okay, right? But the text looks does not look good at all, right? So let's work on the text. Of course, we target hero class p tag under it. We want to have. Let's see if I'm gonna get it right. Yeah. That'll be font height, I think. Let me check. Yeah, that'll be text height. Text height or line height. Yeah, I definitely need to sleep. Line height. Let's give it let's 1.5. Let's see how that's gonna look. Ah, that's increased it a bit. That's about enough. You know, yeah, that's about enough. Let's not grow too much. Let's move on. Let's move on to our project. But now, our about me accepts sort of like a standard, right? For other ones to follow, and they must all follow it in such a way that it will look good. And for that to work, let's make our about section a little bit lenient. Let's make it 70. Okay, this should give us a bit of leniency. What next? Yeah, project, right? So let's move on to project. Class project. First thing we need to do, of course, is add Do we need to add the width? Not necessarily, but we can move it forward, right? By adding a margin left. Now, you remove 30, 70, and 70 from 100, right? You have 30 left. So, and if you divide 30 by 2, you have 15%. So let's see if we try 15% of the whole page. Should by default move it. There we go. So we are now at 15% on this side. CSS is sweet, right? Okay, so that's that for that, but not really, because our project H2 here looks too close and does not look impressive. With that being said, let's try increase overall font size of everything so that they will look a bit um interesting. So let's give all of them a font size of 20 pixels. Reload. Oh, there we go. I think they look a bit bigger than before. Yeah. That being said, we want to move it down. Margin top. We want it to be 30 pixels. Not enough. 60. Let's double it. Well, I think it looks big enough. Yeah, let's not stress this. Okay, that's big enough. Um, the project H1 tag. Font size. Let's make it 60 or 120%. If we make it 120%, which means we are picking 120% of the default font size. Let's see how big that is. Does not really change. That's because we are using H1, not H2. There we go. H2. And let's reload and see. That's going to be a bit bigger, right? But percentages won't work in most cases. Why? Because that means when next we want to make it bigger, we'd have to go 200%, and there's a point where percentages work, right? So let's just use EM. Now, what EM does is it's almost the same thing as percent, but you can think of it like a multiplier, right? So yeah, just think of it like a multiplier, and you won't have to worry too much. There we go. So 2EM technically equals 200%. And we're back. Well, that looks a bit too big, so let's make it 1.7. This one is much more easier and much more concise. Okay, what else are we missing out on? The UL seems out of place. It's supposed to be under immediately. So let's do that. And of course, we want to give it a margin bottom. I want to give the margin bottom of 20 pixels. So before we go back to check that, let's do project again, and UL another list. It needs to move forward. So let's give it a margin left of 15% and see what that actually does. That's way too much, right? So let's make it 5% and see what we are dealing with. Yeah, it's good enough. Yeah, I think I like it that way. Leave it that way. Font size plus maybe 1.7. That would be too much. Let's make 1.2. 1.2 will be 1.2 of the total. Just gonna make it a little bit bigger. Not gonna be that obvious. If you want it to be that obvious, because we use view pixels. Let's see what 30 pixels will do. Might be bigger, but like okay, not that big. There we go. So we're gonna apply the same style to achievements, because Trying to copy paste might just be too much. So with that in mind, you if both sides if both are trying to do is actually the same thing, and decide to give it one name, right, so they can both work the same way. That makes sense. So let's just change this project. Let's change it to no, let's change it to achievements. Projects you created are also achievements. So come and sue me on that. Please don't sue me. He didn't try to make content. So let me copy paste this and paste that, paste that. No. Copy this back and there we go. So let me load and achievement is not here and portfolio is back where it is. That's because we did not save everything. Everything saved. There we go. Portfolio and achievements is back there. Okay. Of course, on contact, right? Contact class. We want to give it a width of 50%. Does not have to be much. Which means we need to add the margin of photo. Don't forget. Then text align. We want to make it content. Let's see what that does. There we go. Everything's nicely centered. Not quite, right? Because we have these guys like that. Now I could, cheat by just adding break line here. Make the tutorial faster. Or we could try something a little bit cooler, right? Which might take more time. But let's see if we can make it work. Now, what we're trying to now do is we're trying to sort of put each of this in its own line, right? We want each of these guys to be their own separate line. One way we can do that is by either putting each in grids or in flex boxes and put them in divs, which might take time, but will look good overall, or might just have break line. Right? Yeah, I know we're both thinking the same thing. Put each in grid. Why? Because I just like to suffer. Div, let me add class of fields. If there's a form, there's a field. So let's try styling this and see what we're working with. First thing we want to do is style the form tag. Contact form. Let's give it a background color of purple. Yeah, my keyboard is, yeah, there we go. Okay, that should do it. That's what it's gonna look like. Huh, not bad. Let's give it a padding or maybe an height. Let's give it a height. If we give it a height and not a padding, that might give us issues. So let's give it padding of 10 px. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to styling. So what's gonna make life hard for me? I don't wanna do it. Looks like it does make life hard. So let's add the padding down here. All this works. There we go. Our padding is nice and plain there. But then you begin to notice something, right? Name is now on its own. That's crayon. So let's do that now. Let's do the fields. It's going to be display of flex. Then we have the flex direction of columns. Is it column or col? Where I need to read every day. Column. Because I need to column. I was just testing you guys. Let's add the gap of 10px. Let's see what magic we're gonna make now. Ah, interesting. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Our name is up here, and because the field is here. I know it looks ugly. I mean, come on. It doesn't look half bad. Although we admit the background looks totally out of place and unnecessary. So let's remove that. Ah, there we go. Okay. The illumination is gone. But we have another way of doing that make it look nice. Trust me. So let's apply the same style to everything. But before we do that, let's add the width. The width will be 50%. 50%, not 50px. Now 50% will be we take 50% of this whole container, right? Should not have removed that background. There we go. But now it's no more centered because we know how to fix that, right? I mean, we are geniuses. We just add the margin of auto. When we load and we are back. Isn't life great? But we are not done, right? Let's add the margin. Why are we adding this margin, you ask? Well, you see that in a minute. Let's add the margin bottom of 10px. Yeah, we've pushed it down, so that's why we have margin bottom. Of course, I knew you knew. Now just testing you, Because we're gonna make the contact me bigger, but let's finish with the form. That being said, we fill this, it looks nice. Let's start adding them here. I could use a video editor right about now. Oh, we'll get them. Huh? That being said, we've done that. Let's copy this again. Come down here and paste. There we go. Oh, no, of course, something was wrong. There we go. That should do it. And reload. Beautiful, marvelous. This is good. What am I kidding? This does not scratch anything. Don't feel too comfortable, guys. Okay, we've done this. You can type in, everything looks cool and snazzy. I'll send me message button, though it looks like it's suffering. So let's remove it of the suffering, because it's under form, right? The form does not have a class, so let's give it a class of contact me. Now why am I adding a class now at this stage? Why not before? That's because one, I am lazy and I'm trying not to do too much. Contact form. That's basically not useful for anything except just for us to target the button. Yeah, I know I should have given the button a class of its own, but come on, what's the fun in that? So let's also target the button. Let's give it a background color of, yeah, we're going all the way up. Of this, whatever color that is, yeah, of that. Let's give it a padding of 5px. Don't have a border. What's going to have a border? Are you not? Pixels, solid. Need to have that green color there. And if you don't know by now, I'm using Vim as my code editor. You can use anything as your code editor. I'm not a predator warrior. But yeah, looks like it's not gonna work. Why? Because it's not been targeted well. And of course, we don't save our index.html file. There we go. There's our button. It doesn't look good at all. So that being said, should we swap the colors? And yeah, let's just swap the colors. Not that lazy. Yeah, let's just swap the colors. Put this up here. There we go. Ah, this looks much more better. Let's give the border radius. No, we're not gonna give it 100%. Let's give border radius of 10%, 10px rather, not percent. Let's see how that looks. There we go. Looks good. Change the font size. Of course, I change the font size. 20 pixels. Why not? That doesn't change. Oh yeah, it makes it a bit bigger. There we go. So we have our contact me, but it doesn't look that great, right? So that being said, here's our contact. We want it to look a bit big, right? It doesn't look big at all. First thing we'll do is remove this and this, and let me remove them again. Put them here, and then we can add the background color again. Pick color from down here, purple or green. Yes, and paste it. There we go. Now this should look. Ta-da! We're not done. We are not done. We want to add a padding top. Yeah, padding top. I know. Okay, no. 10px. What I will do is shift it down. Don't need to be that big. Just shift it down. I'll contact me. Let's not forget that the font size, excuse me, of 25 pixels. Not big at all. So let's move it down. Contact form. Oh, it is. Yeah, contact form. Page 2. Because text transform. Where is text transform? Yeah, there we go. We're gonna pick this and put it here. There we go. Contact me is being very, very annoying right now. Yeah, that's because there is a contact form and not contact. Yeah, I know. Okay, that's big. Let's make it small. Okay, that's not enough. Okay, that's not the end of it. We thought that was the end of it. we are here together. Let me add a class of footer. We're almost done. We are almost done. Bear with me. If at this point you are not asleep, you're a genius. And if you are, you're still a genius, you just need some rest. Don't stress, coding will still be there even after you're done. So go relax while we try to make all of this work. That being said, we want to have a background color for the footer. No, I'm not going to try using another color. Why? Because I'm too lazy to do that. Besides, we are not here for aesthetics. We just want to make sure we know what we're writing, right? There we go. There you have your green, your purple. I mean, our page is almost done. apart from that side, which we'll work on just a minute. Okay, so yeah, let's enter it as well. Text align center. That'll be contact up here. Yeah, margin top. Let's put it 20 px. And reload. I mean, come on, what do you say? We are really killing it. Height, yeah, height. Let's give it 10 px. That'll be the height of the footer. It looks, wait, no, it even looks smaller. Good job. Let's make it 30. Let's see how it even looks. Oh, okay, doesn't look small again. Okay, I think that looks a bit okay. But then the text is now all the way up, right? Now there's one thing that you could try, right? You could try a vertical align. Vertical align in most cases may not work when you are not using the right property. Well, this CSS and HTML. What's to say we can try? And of course it did not work. So am I kidding? That being said, what we could just do, we could do a hack. Flex. Then we do align items. Do center. Let's put a gap of 10 px. Now, before I move there, let me know what you think it's going to look like. You can put in the comment section. And let's do. Everything's on one side, but it's what? It's actually well aligned now, right? It's all in the middle. Well, of course, we want to move everything back to the middle. To do that, very easy. No rush, because you're going to just use justify contents. And center. If you got it right, congratulations. If you did not, no stress, of course, you're just learning. No need to pressure anyone. And we are done. Because we did not add state to the button, but we don't need that yet. But now we just want to make sure that the code we were working on is correct. But we are not done. Our links still have lines. We don't want them to have lines. Let's go the way up. Let's just put up here, right? A tags text transform. Let's hope we don't spoil this. Will be none. Did I get it right? Yeah. Should get that right, which means no underlines, no nothing. A text decoration. That's the word. Also, I need to text decoration. If you thought it was text transform, you need to go back to my former videos. It's on my channel. There we go. Okay, that's gone. This is gone as well. Phew. And of course, we have our A. Let's add little bonuses. Yeah, we still have we still have little time. We just over 1 hour. Yeah. Let's add A, right? Let's put over. Now what the over does is sort of keep track of the state, like I said before, and we want our background color when we over to be purple. Yeah, and main color to be green. And yeah, it should be the other way around actually. This should be the background color, and this will be the color. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, and yeah, that's not good at all. We need to fix that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm quite lazy, so remove all of that. I just had a brother. I hear anyone put in the comment that I'm lazy, but there's nothing I can do. Solid, and let's give it a contrasting color, right? Let's just give it white. Let's see what happens when we do this. This should yield something. There we go. CSS is sweet. And it also applies that here as well. Lifts them up, and by default, we agree. So that's that about this simple project. Of course, you can add more things to it. You can try getting images by relative link or absolute. You can add more projects. I'll try to put this code. It does not look much. I'll try to put this code maybe in the description. If not, I might put it on YouTube and make it for, of course, something you can do in just some time. But if you can't, you can go back to my former videos to see how we're able to learn each of these things and some of the new things that we've added, some of the new features I've added to this video. Let me know if you like the video by clicking on that like button and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.